We have a few video lessons that cover the skills of how to solve quadratic equations, rational equations, radical equations, and equations involving exponents. Those are the math algebraic equation that covered in SAT math test, so it's important for you to review it, okay? I basically use the book of 4GC review, and it's a very good book to do the review. Now, today we are going to talk about graph. When you look at a graph like this, say if you have a question, if this function fx has the graph look like this, showing it above, and which one of the following here represents this function here? So you have a multiple choice A, B, C, D. And when you look at this problem, you might say, wow, I don't even know how to do it, and you want to skip it. Now, I want to let you know not to let even this question go away, because when I teach you the skill, and you can identify it very easily and quickly, so that's why it's important to review your math skills, okay? To do well in all the questions and get a good score in SAT math test, okay? First, we want to review the linear functions, okay? Linear means it's a straight line graph, okay? You know the equations will be look like. Let's see how many of you remember this. M stands for the slope, the slant, and B is the intercept. So I give you an example, okay? If you have y equal to 2x plus 3. Now let's talk about the y-intercept first. This is the y-intercept, and m is the slope. This is pretty easy, right? So y equal to 2x plus b, because this x is power 1, so make it a straight line. And 3 is the intercept. It means your line goes through 3, if this is 3 here. Okay? And slope here, if it's a positive number, it's slanted this way. If your m is equal to positive, your graph slanted this way. Okay? Positive value. If it's a negative value, it's slanted this way. Okay? Now, because this is 2x plus 3, so right away you know one point is here. You only need to get another point to draw the straight line. 2 points connected will be a straight line, right? To find another point, you can just plug in any value for your x. For here, I would try x equal to 1. That will be easier, right? So I do when x equal to 1, what is y equal to? So I have 2 plus 3, which is 5. Okay, so this is your y here, and this is your x. And x equal to 1, y equal to 5 should be here. So your line should be like that. Okay? So that's a linear graph. It's so easy, right? You only need to find 2 points, and one of the points already given is this. Now, if I have another one, exactly the same one, y equal to 2x minus 1. Okay? You know the slope will be the same, and the y-intercept will be at minus 1. So you go to minus 1 here. So your graph look like this. Y equal to 2x plus 5. So, say 5 is here. So you have another graph look like that. Okay? So this is about linear. Okay? This value here is very significant, tell you where it cut the y-axis, okay? And this value here and tell you the slant. The bigger the number and bigger the slant. If it's negative number here, it's been slanted this way. Okay, so that's linear function and its graph. Okay, we are going to review the quadratic functions next, okay? Quadratic function basically has a graph of a parabola, look like this, either opening up or opening down. And this is the one most used in SAT math tests. And I'm going to give you the simplest one and tell you how to transform. Once you understand this, you should be able to see the more complicated graph. Okay, good. Say, this is the simplest quadratic equations. Okay, so the graph of this look like this. It's go through 0. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about its transformation. Remember at the beginning I showed you graph of different graphs, so how you identify them. Excuse me. Now, if I have y equal to x squared plus 2, what does it mean? You know this 2 here, okay? It's tell you the vertical shift of the graph. It's going up or going down, depending on this number. If it's 2, say this whole thing move up 2 units. So this is 1, 2 there, 2 there. So this whole thing, the graph will be exactly the same graph, move up 2 units. You see that? Okay, I do another one. So by now you should know what's the graph look like. It's say vertically go down 1 unit from here, from the original graph. So if you have -1 here, so your new graph will be look like this. Okay, so in SAT math test, they have question ask you to identify which graph is which. So this is how you know it's moving up and down. Now I'm going to show you moving horizontally. This is the original graph, is y equal to x squared, okay? If I want to move horizontally, excuse me. Okay, let's do this one first. Y equal to x squared minus 1. You see the -1 is inside there. If it's minus, it means move right 1 unit. So this is 1 here. Y equal to x squared minus 1. It means move right 1 unit. So your graph would look like this. Now, I have next example here. Y equal to x squared plus 2. Whenever it's a plus, you move left. Whenever it's a minus, you move right. Can you remember that? Okay, so this one telling me it's move right 2 unit. 1, 2. So you go to this point here. So it will become like this, okay? So this one is y equal to x minus 1 squared, and this one will be y equal to x plus 2 squared. Okay, you see that? Okay, that's easy, right? Now go back to, this is horizontal translation. Go back to vertical translation and put them together. So if what happened if I have this and plus 1? So it means move left 2 unit and move up 1 unit. You see that? So that's so simple once you understand the idea. So this one, if I move up 1 unit, so the new graph will be look like move left 2 units, which is here, and move up 1 unit, probably is here, about 1 here, okay? So the new graph look like this. See that vertex there will be -2 and 1. This will be +1. That's pretty easy, right? Horizontal shift is inside the x, applied to the x, and vertical shift is applied to the y. Okay, good.